welcome to DieCastRestos. I'm Jason and this is the 61A Ferret Scout Car. The Ferret joined Lesney's Matchbox range in 1959 as their first military vehicle, with several others following later in the year. It was replaced by the Alvis Stalwart in 1966. It is in well played with condition, missing its driver and spare wheel and suffering a lot of paint loss. Real life Ferrets came with a small turret, but Lesney decided to cast it with the turret replaced by a tan painted Commander. The body is highly detailed, featuring jerry cans, toolboxes, a shovel and numerous openings on the casting. It never featured any silver trim. Firstly, the rivets are ground down with a 5mm drill bit and the wheels then removed using my rotary tool. And with that, here are the parts aside from the missing pieces. I use a 1.5mm drill bit as usual to drill out the post and thread with an M2 screw tap. Then I use some hot water and caustic soda to remove the paint. Bit of an unusual reaction that one, but it worked. But not before turning the green paint brown, as you can see here. The Ferret is a British armoured vehicle designed for fighting and reconnaissance. It was produced between 1952 and 1971 by the British Daimler company. It featured four-wheel drive and could reach speeds of 58 miles per hour, powered by a Rolls-Royce inline-six engine. 4,409 Ferrets were produced and is still in service in numerous countries. Its armament included M1919 Browning machine guns and had a crew of 3. Here I apply some light grey Tamiya primer to the base, and then I do the same with the main body. It's important to get into all the crevices so the paint, when applied, has something to grab a hold of. Here's just a little close up of the primed casting, with the fine markings quite visible now. As is standard fare for all of my military restorations, I'm sticking to using the Tamiya TS5 olive drab to keep continuity. I know the original is more of a standard dark green shade, but I like the slightly matte finish of the olive. Initially it does go on very wet, but it does dry to that matte effect finish. Next up, I will clean the chunky tyres in some warm soapy water. Then I tap the bent axles back into shape with a hammer. I then place the axles into my drill and rub away the surface rust. The clean tyres then receive a coating of Citadel Gloss Nuln Oil. And then the wheels are reattached to the axles and chassis. Here is my replacement driver, or Commander, whichever you will. He has been sprayed with tan coloured paint to match the original from 1959. He gets popped into the slot in the base, like so. I then put the body over the driver. Once aligned, I clip the base into position and screw in the colour-coded screws to complete another restoration. So here is a reminder of how the Ferret looked prior to restoration. It's got a patchy green paint job that appears to have been well played with over the last 60 years or so. Clearly it is missing the driver and it is also missing the spare wheel that sits on the prong on the left hand side. As an early Matchbox entry, it's packed with detail. This is not the earliest example of the 61A, as the area next to the toolbox in front of the rear wheel arch has been cast in, as you can see here. Previously they would have been open and later fully sealed. So this Ferret was looking a tad fraught, So here is what it looks like now. The Ferret has been revitalised in Tamiya TS5 olive drab all over, in all of the nooks and crannies, and I was sure not to miss a patch. I've brought in a replacement commander to sit where ordinarily a turret would have been placed, and I've also replaced the missing spare wheel. The commander has a coat of Tamiya TS68 wooden deck tan, and each of the wheels, including the reproduction, were coated in Citadel. That brings me to the end of this restoration. A relatively straightforward job, but an enjoyable one nonetheless. So thank you for watching, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you again for the next one. Bye for now.